What's a secret all men keep that women don't know? Not safe for work. Nice try, Woman's Health Magazine. User replies. Women's Weekly would be all over this. That a grown man will see a stick while walking and think, gee, that's a nice stick. User replies. So true. Also rocks. User replies. Also sometimes kicking the rock along with you like you're taking it on a journey. When we do a big sigh, it is mostly because we forgot to breathe for a brief moment. We're pretty confident that we could survive as the last man on Earth. User replies. If the pilots on my plane become incapacitated, I know I can land that plane successfully. Abso-damn-lutely. I can only think of this meme, how do you do fellow men? User replies. You know I'm something of a man myself. User replies. That's not a man. That's just 3 lady raccoons in a trench coat. Horniness and erections are correlated but not directly related. User replies. More erections than horniness when young, more horniness than erections when old. User replies. This guy penises. User replies. He's a real dick sometimes. We touch our dick and balls way more than you think. Not for sexual reasons, 'cause that shit takes major adjustments. User replies. I just be moving them fellers around for no reason. User replies. I swear it's like a comfort thing BC, I'll just be catching myself fondling myself on autopilot. User replies. My wifey holds her crotch walking around the house in the same way, no joke. User replies. As a vagina owner I do this too. I also do it when trying to fall asleep. It's legit a comfort thing. User replies. I hang on to my security whilst drifting away. We know you don't ever ask us for much, but when you do you are always walking away and on the other side of the house. We can hear you say you want a nermfda, but we don't know what a nermfda is. User replies. Ugh, I have had to explain in excruciating detail so many times that I cannot hear what you are saying from downstairs. All I heard was, honey, can you forgay? If repeating yourself makes you angry, make the fucking effort to make sure I can hear you the first time. User replies. My wife loves to play a game where she asks me to put on headphones because she can hear the video game that I'm playing, and then she'll talk to me from the other room and get mad at me because I can't hear her because I'm wearing the headphones that I put on because she asked me to wear them. I haven't quite figured out the rules yet, so I lose frequently. There's nothing wrong, sometimes we genuinely want to sit for a while and think about absolutely nothing. User replies. Add to this, don't bother asking, what are you thinking about? Our brain has wandered very far, and trying to bring you up to speed is both somewhat tiresome and pointless, plus it makes us sound like a lunatic. Here's a sample. You've been quiet for a while. What are you thinking about? Well, I was thinking about my buddy at work and how he's a Sox fan, and that got me thinking about the Red Sox, which got me thinking about socks in general, and that lead me to wonder why they're called socks, which made me wonder who invented socks, then what material makes the best socks, then who discovered spinning wool, which got me thinking of a loom, and that led me to think about the Native Americans that used looms, but that got me thinking of the Indians in India and how Columbus missed India completely but still found a world full of riches, which led to the Spanish taking over most of the Americas, and then the Spanish causing silver to become worthless for a while. And then about how a lot of things became worthless through overproduction, like Beanie Babies. And that how thinking of the Boston Red Sox connects with Beanie Babies. The alternative and probably true answer, I wonder if I could convince you to wear something cute for bed tonight. But I never tell my wife the second one because she would just roll her eyes. User replies. I thought that I was alone. Thanks a lot, man. User replies. I've been trying to get this guy's wife to wear something cute to bed for ages. Maybe all 3 of us should just give it up. We fucking love compliments. Try it and see how far it gets you, because while we may call you lovely things, we rarely get so much in return, and your words mean more than you'll ever know. User replies. About 15 years ago, a girl at a party genuinely seemed taken aback when I smiled and said something like, "Wow, you've got a great smile." Still think about it every so often to this day. Shit like that sticks with us. User replies. It's so nice to hear this. I would give my ex so many compliments because I was genuinely so enamored by him. Like, found him to be so attractive to me. Loved his personality, his looks, his vibe, the whole deal. I love genuinely complimenting others, it just makes me so happy. But he turned around to say me complimenting him so much meant that my compliments were worthless. And that I must be lying. Or that the fact I'm appreciating/complimenting small things must mean my standards are so low. Needless to say, I am much more cautious with how I allow myself to express appreciation to men. Nice to know some guys do genuinely appreciate compliments. User replies. We're often conditioned to be hugely suspicious of compliments. Mostly because we never got them. My wife compliments me a lot. I never got anything growing up, I still don't believe her, I just let her go with it. I'm not sure what she sees in me, but if she sticks around she can say anything she likes. A man is at his smoothest and most confident when he doesn't give a shit about the woman he's talking to. User replies. I have the opposite problem, and it used to affect me at work all day. The more nervous I am, the more outgoing and friendly I become as a defense mechanism. People think I'm great in meetings or to talk to, but really inside all of my systems are on red alert and I'm full on fucking panicking. I just want people to never talk to me, but they all think I am hilarious. Thank God I got a WFH job and now I can mostly just text my coworkers. When you ask us what we're thinking and we say nothing. 99% of the time that's true. The other 1% is something so god-awful stupid/childish/immature that it doesn't need to be said, so we say nothing. Which is true. User replies. My husband says nothing, but now I know the real reason. There are things that worry him that he doesn't want me to worry about. I freak out real easily and have to take anxiety pills. So out of concern for my own health, I'm fine with nothing. I will add that if he does have something to talk about, he'll tell me or start laughing like, OMG today at work. Stealing this one from another Redditor, but it's worth repeating here. Sex is only 10% of the relationship till you're not having it anymore, then it's 90% of the relationship. User replies. Well said. My favorite quote on the topic is, sex is like air. The less you're getting, the more you think about it. User replies. I prefer, the bathroom isn't the only reason I bought my house either, but I'd be mad if you took it away from me. We make our erect penis bounce by clenching our butthole. User replies. You delete this now. User replies. You just made everyone who read this clench their asshole, even those without a penis. User replies. I can confirm. User replies. I felt a great disturbance in the force, as if millions of buttholes suddenly clenched and suddenly unclenched. I fear something terrible has happened. You can talk shit about us to our face, but in front of your friends/family builds resentment. User replies. I pretty much look at my relationships like I'm climbing a mountain. Once they start doing that shit, I know I've reached the top and it's time to climb back down. User replies. Disappointing summit. User replies. Peak disappointment. When you ask us to say hi to someone on your behalf, we don't. User replies. I laughed at this. I've been told probably 100 times in my life to say hi to somebody for her, but I never do. User replies. What's the appropriate response to so-and-so you haven't seen in 6 years says hi? Hi back. User replies. Oh nice, what are they up to? It's just a nice way to acknowledge that they thought of you. Hey there. We're halfway through this video, and if you're enjoying it, I'd really appreciate it if you took just 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button. Your support means the world to me and goes a long way in helping me create more high-quality videos for you. We don't remember exactly what happened on the second date, third date, etc. years later. We were just trying to keep from screwing it up each time. Do I remember walking on Mars for our third date? Of course, honey, how could I forget? It happened exactly how you just described it to me. User replies. My wife doesn't remember meeting me. It's really funny because I've made the story really elaborate after 20 years. User replies. You don't remember? I spilled my wine all over Obama's suit that day. We hurt more than you think we do. User replies. Male suicide is high for a fucking reason. User replies. I remember hearing that a reason is how many cultures believe men shouldn't show any emotion as it's a sign of weakness. In believing this, it makes men have more pent-up emotions that could lead to disastrous consequences of an individual. It's not ball scratching. It's pinch and roll. User replies. Fuck you, stretch and rake forever. Pinch and roll is for emergencies only. User replies. Different techniques for different itches. Also, pinch and roll is more discreet. Any type of compliment makes us so happy because we are not getting any since we moved out of mom's house. User replies. Yup. In 5th grade, a girl told me I had a nice smile in my yearbook picture. I'm 27 now and it still sticks with me. User replies. Hell, a gay dude that worked with my wife gave me a compliment a decade ago and I still remember it. That's how damn rare it is to get a compliment as a dude. This is the most cliché answer, but it's too true. Doesn't matter how much effort women put into makeup and clothes, if a man finds a woman attractive, he will very likely find her as attractive without any of that, or he might even find her more attractive with casual clothes/PJs on a regular day. User replies. Thank you. My husband is always telling me not to waste my time with makeup and dressing up. I always think it's a trap. It's been about a year without makeup and he still calls me beautiful. User replies. He might have simply forgotten your name. Happens to us all. User replies. I laughed way too hard at this. Yes, we look at your buttholes during doggy style. User replies. You just look? I give it a little tickle. User replies. Watch out, it might sneeze. We don't forget to ask for a bunch of details. We don't care. User replies. The less I know about other people's affairs, the happier I am. I'm not interested in caring about people. I once worked with a guy for 3 years and never learned his name. Best friend I ever had. We still never talk sometimes. Ron Swanson. User replies. Men hang out with their boys because they don't have to talk about these things. User replies. When I told my sister my best friend was getting married, she thought it was sweet and immediately asked how they met. I was like, how the fuck would I know? We are perfectly capable to be thinking about nothing. To most women, that looks like we're concerned, deep in thought. User replies. What's on your mind? Nothing, really. Why can't you make an effort to open up? No, for real, I was just in autopilot mode. Sometimes I feel you don't make an effort to communicate properly. Fuck sake. We have a nothing box. The nothing box is impenetrable, and no other thoughts can get in there. We like the nothing box and will frequently jump into the nothing box at random. So when you see your man and he has a completely blank expression, we're in the nothing box. So when you ask, "What are you thinking?" and we say, "Nothing," it's a genuine response. It's possible for us to have no thoughts, at all, whenever we want. It's great. User replies. Liar. You're thinking about the Roman Empire. We can smell you on us the day after sex. In a good way. Ready through these I see so much stereotypical men stuff. I'd like to say we aren't all the same, some of us are tough, some sensitive, some do rugged men stuff, and some will be happy to have tea with you. I think a secret I feel as a father is uncomfortable when I take my daughter to something that moms usually do. I see the weird looks moms give me when I go to gymnastics and dance classes. I see how I'm treated differently from the other moms. I see how you ask the new mom her name but never ask me my name even after taking my daughter for weeks. We do have emotions, we just often don't feel entitled to expressing those emotions, lest it harm us. Just asking to see them isn't enough, we have to trust you aren't going to invalidate our feelings. Which, unless you have some awareness of unconditional regard and non-judgmental listening, you are very likely to do. If your social skills are only about talking without listening, a man is unlikely to actually open up to you. Of course, this may well be a universal trait rather than just with men. We really don't know what we did wrong or why you're so mad at us over it. We know you share really explicit, private details about our relationship with all your friends. It's why we don't tell you anything. User replies. Couldn't agree more. Wife can't understand why I don't confide. I know, because she repeats what others tell her. Wouldn't you like to know whether boy? User replies. Where are your parents? User replies. Kid sketchy. User replies. Back to you guys. How big 6 inches really is? User replies. Today my coworker and I were comparing our heights, and even though we're only about 3 inches apart, our coworker was insisting that I was 6 inches taller than her. I told him that insisting that 3 inches was actually 6 was such a guy move, and then everyone was yelling for a while. User replies. I can see it. EYYOO, followed by a bunch of people climbing over their desks to get to you. You know when you hear us peeing and it sounds like we are turning it off and on? We are just moving the stream back and forth between full volume, center of water, and mute, porcelain just above water line. User replies. Thank you so much for this. I dated a guy for a few months and every single time he'd go to the bathroom it was this. It's been years since I've seen him and this has still bugged me from time to time. It feels like I just scratched a spot that's been itching for years. As we come to the end of this video, I want to express my gratitude for your time and attention. If you've enjoyed what you've seen and want more of it, please don't forget to subscribe. Your support is what fuels this channel, and together, we can continue to grow and bring you even better content in the future. Thanks again, and until next time.